Thursday the 13th. um, it's 2 o'clock Eastern time, which means it is, oh goodness, 11 o'clock. No, it's 2 o'clock Eastern time, which means it's 1 o'clock Central, noon Mountain time, and 11 o'clock Pacific. And every day we're going to go live at a different time just to kind of figure out what time is best for everybody. So far, 6 o'clock at night has been best, but we tested it yesterday at 4, today at 2 o'clock, and we'll keep testing and see what works best for everyone. So everyone knows I, the credit influencer, Joe, the credit influencer, started this brand November 11th. I started it 2 days ago. We launched it 2 days ago for two reasons. The first reason is I know I can help people raise their credit score. I've been doing it for 30 years. I've raised mine twice, and I'll explain that first. But secondly, I own an influencer social network called Microspire, and I actually created that a long time ago. And we didn't have anyone who had any success stories on it. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to be the success story. So I created the credit influencer. I am an influencer because I can influence people's credit and I can influence you to take action on your credit. But also, funny story, I was at a trade show called contact.io. It's for call center owners. I was coming down the escalator and I had a guy run up to me. He goes, "You're Joe, the LinkedIn influencer." And I was like, "I'm not an influencer." And we just kind of giggled about it, but it was a little flattering. I don't want to lie. It was kind of cool to be recognized by some guy who lives in Pakistan or something like that. He literally came up to me and was like, "Hey, I recognize you from LinkedIn. I have 19,000 followers on LinkedIn. And I post all the time about making money online and call centers and hiring call centers and texting and emailing and all kinds of stuff for business owners." And it was just funny to be recognized. I hope to not be recognized out on the street as a credit influencer. I told my wife, I was like, I don't know. I don't think I can handle that very well. But either way, I'm here today to talk to you about how to raise your credit score. And I'm going to give you 4 steps to raise your credit score. 4 things you can do in 20 minutes. It's super simple, guys. Listen, I don't want to sound like an archaic old man, but I'm going to. In 1970, the Fair Credit Reporting Act was created. They found 1,000 people that had something wrong with their, I'm sorry, 1,000 people they randomly chose. 500 of them had something wrong on their credit report before 1970. If I said, you know what, you made an ugly comment to me, I'm going to put a $250 collection on your credit report. There's nothing you could do about it. They didn't realize that people were using it as extortion, and there were more complaints about credit than there were about the Vietnam War, believe it or not. So they did a study of 1,000 people. 500 of them had something wrong on their credit report, so they created the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Every single credit repair company that has ever existed uses this law. There's a second law called the CROA, the Credit Repair Organizations Act, which actually tells what businesses can charge. If anybody has ever charged you for credit repair, they are breaking the law. And I will explain that in a second. Go read CROA, CROA, the Credit Repair Organizations Act. You can sue them based on CROA if you're within the statute of limitations. Long story short, they didn't want people charging people $3, $4, $5,000. They didn't want people telling people that they could guarantee and remove things off your credit report because you can't do that. There is no guarantees. You can just follow the law and see what happens. And so I'm going to tell you how to use the law to your advantage. But that was my archaic. I was born in 1970. The law came out in 1970 or 72. But the more archaic part that I have to tell you is that it used to be understandable when people had bad credit because you'd have to mail a check to a company across the country, and you might mail it on your due date. Um, and they get lost in the mail and you didn't, you kept checking your bank account. Why did they check, cash the check? They didn't have online payments. They didn't have phone apps. You have zero reason to have bad credit now. And I'm going to explain this to you why. But most important, we have to get you to be able to get credit so you can pay your bills on time for that to actually happen. So let me get started, but let me tell you my 2 credit stories. Everyone loves to hear these stories because they relate to me when I tell these stories. 1990, I went out and got my first job, made $500 a week, brought home 400, which is $1,600 a month. I went out and bought everything as a stupid 20-year-old kid always does. Been there, done that. If you've been there and do that, it's okay. It happens, guys. You're going to do stupid things when you're young. In 1995, I went to a credit repair company. I said, "Hey, I want you to fix my credit. I screwed up 5 years ago. I need help." And they said, "You know what? Give us $1,000 and we'll fix your credit." I said, "Great. How are you going to do that?" And they go, "Well, we can't tell you because if we told you, then you could do it yourself." I don't know about you guys. That sounded awful fishy. And I didn't buy. I didn't buy their credit repair package, and they were probably a good company, but that just sounded too fishy. 1997, I went to buy a home, and they said I couldn't buy a home because I had a bad credit score from 1990 or 91. So, guys, I was 20. If you judge me now for things I did when I'm 20, and I get judged the rest of my life on things that I did when I'm 20, you might as well kill me now. And we had a laugh about that. But the reality is that I mean, gosh, I was a different person. I was 20 years old when my credit went bad. I was now 26, married, 3 kids, trying to buy a house. Had a great job and couldn't buy a house because of things I did when I was 20. So my dad had to co-sign. I needed to come up with 15% down. I bought the house in 1997. I got divorced in 1999. And when I got divorced, I had a lot of time on my hands. Didn't have anything to do. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to read the Fair Credit Reporting Act and figure out how that company in 1995 was fixing people's credit. So I read it and I was like, you just got to write letters. You literally just have to look at your credit report, dispute the negative information, mail it to the credit bureaus, and they're going to come up with one of 4 results. And by the way, I'm teaching you credit repair right here. I'm going to tell you how to do it. It's so simple. Now, I know most of you won't do it. I'll tell you that story in a second, but I'm going to teach you this because you're going to go, oh, okay, well, that makes sense. Now I'm ready to do something. By the way, I teach all this stuff for free. I don't want your money. I want your enrollments into some of these credit products because you're going to need them. You're going to need to add credit to your credit report. You're going to need to get your credit score. And all of those products are relationships that I have. I have over 30 Fortune 500 relationships with companies like Self, Walmart, GoToBank, Chime, the Earnin card, which will help you with cash advances, SoFi, Self, Kickoff, Credit Builder IQ. All of these companies are companies that I have relationships with. So let's get to that in a second. In 1999, I read the Fair Credit Reporting Act and I wrote the letters based on everything negative on my credit report. It was over 7 years old, which, by the way, the 7-year rule doesn't mean shit unless it's 7 years from paid in full. I'll talk about that in a second. I wrote the letters, and the Fair Credit Reporting Act states this. This is the law that when you dispute something in writing, it has to be in writing. You can't call them up and dispute something. You have to mail a letter. They give you the addresses to mail them to. When you mail the letters, the credit bureaus have to come up with one of 4 answers in your dispute. So here's the first thing. If you dispute something on May 1st and you send it in by mail and they receive it on May 15th, by June 15th, they have 30 days to perform an investigation on the things that are wrong on your credit report. Come up with one of 4 answers. The first answer is that the account is yours, the information's correct, and it stays. The second answer is the account is yours, but the information's incorrect, so we are going to update it. The third is the account is not yours because your name is Joe Smith and there's 10 million Joe Smiths in the world. And we got the wrong Joe Smith and we're going to remove it. So that's the third response. And the fourth response is that they don't respond at all and it automatically falls off by default, which means that on May 15th, if they receive your letter and they send it out to the credit bureaus and they don't respond by June 15th to the creditor, let's say it's Discover, Ford Motor Company, whomever, they have to remove it by law because they had their 30 days to respond and they didn't respond. That's how credit repair works, guys. The next month, June 16th, you send the letters again because at some particular point, all these credit repair companies know that these creditors aren't going to answer. The credit bureaus even know it too, and they'll start calling it a frivolous dispute because they've already answered it. And that's frustrating because I actually had an apartment that when I moved out in 2015, I gave it to my son. My lease was up. There was a little damage, like $400 worth of damage above my security deposit when they were moving. They put it on my credit report. So when I went to buy a house, they're like, oh, you got to pay off this collection. I was never late. So I disputed it for 2 years. I couldn't get it off because Experian kept saying this is a frivolous dispute. I'm like, it's not frivolous. I told my attorney I wanted to sue, but what are you going to do? Anyway, that's how credit repair works. That's how you remove bad credit. Now, anybody who's selling you credit repair, that's all they do, guys. That's all they do. Now, you want to do it for free? Go to ChatGPT and type into ChatGPT, hey, ChatGPT, will you help me fix my credit report? They'll spit out, yes, we will. We will analyze your report. We will write the letters. Here's what we'll do, and here's what we won't do. When I typed it in, what they wouldn't do is they wouldn't mail the letters, they wouldn't send the letters, and they wouldn't do a few things like this. They wouldn't vouch for the accuracy of the disputes. But what they did say is that they did say they'll prepare the letters, but click here and upload your credit report. Now, I don't know about you, but that scared the hell out of me. I was like, I ain't uploading my credit report to ChatGPT. Who the hell knows what they'll do with it? But ChatGPT can fix your credit report. You just have, let me back up. ChatGPT can assist you in you fixing your credit report. Because I'll tell you that, in my opinion, when you have bad credit, guys, and I have to tell you this very quickly, 178 million people, guys, have credit problems. You're not alone. If you're watching this, you have a credit problem, don't be embarrassed. Don't be shy. I went through it twice, 1999, 2014, or 2008. But going back to the 1999 story real quick to get that out of the way, I wrote the letters. 6 months later, I bought a home for $250,000 on a lake in Michigan. Now, for $250,000 now, you're not getting a starter home. But back in 2000, back in the year 2000, I bought a home for $250,000, zero down. When just 2 years before that, I couldn't buy a home without 15% down and my dad co-signing. That's how I got my credit score up. Now, I got so good at it, this is hysterical, that I was like, I'm going to teach this. So I started my mortgage and real estate companies. And from 1999 to 2008, I was in the mortgage and real estate business. In 2002 and 2003, I started a company called the Hope Program. It helped people, home ownership as possible with education. I helped people fix their credit. Everybody say hi to Marissa, by the way. She's walking by behind me.
Fixing everything in here.
So in 2000, I got so good. And like I said, 2001, 2002, 2003, around then I started the Hope Program, home ownership as possible with education. And we help people fix their credit. And so we would run newspaper ads to help people buy a home. And anybody who couldn't buy a home, which is 9 out of 10 people, we actually said, okay, you know what we're going to do? We're going to create a seminar. So come in for a seminar and we will show you how to fix your credit. So I brought in people every single week, twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays nights, the nights I didn't have my kids, and I did free credit repair seminars. And what happened was I told people, here's how we're going to do it. Here's your credit report. Let's write the letters. And we started to write the letters. And people would look at their credit reports and they would look at me. They would look at their credit reports and they would look at me and they were like, I don't know what I'm looking at. I don't know how to read this. What does this all mean? And I'm like, well, listen, if it's negative, here's what it is. And I went through the whole thing. And finally, people just started to say, would you just fix our credit? And I was like, no, I'm not charging you anything. They said, I'll pay you. I said, listen, if I told you we were coming in for a credit repair seminar and I was going to charge you, would you have showed up? They said, nope. But we now know you know what you're doing. And we now trust you. We're sitting in front of you. I don't want to do this. It's too hard. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a freaking ditch digger. I'm not a writer. I don't want to write these letters. Charge me whatever. I want to buy a home. I'm buying a home and getting a loan through you. I was like, cool. I get it. But when you're transparent with people and you tell them what you're doing, you give them the choice. Hey, I can go home and write these letters, or at least I now know what it is. Like I'm telling you guys, when I sat there in front of those people in 1995, I was like, are you like doing something crooked? Like, are you, you know, do you know someone at TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax? And back then it was called TRW. Do you know, you remember the term TRW? Hey, check your TRW. TRW was an automotive company that owned the credit report part. They, changed it to Experian, rebranded, all that other fun stuff. With that being said, the three credit bureaus, when I sat down in front of them, I didn't know what they were doing, so I didn't buy. When I started to tell people how to do it for free, they were like, oh, this is fantastic. I'll do it. So that was 1999 all the way up until 2008. 2008, the mortgage meltdown hit. I was knee deep in the mortgage business and real estate business. Had 128 rental properties. It was a disaster. Lost everything. Never forget, October 25th, 2009. I had $3 left in my name. I couldn't go to my 20-year high school reunion because I didn't have gas money and enough money for a ticket. I'll never forget Debbie Witkinton calling me saying, where you at? I'm like, Debbie, I can't come. I can't afford it. She's like, I'll pay for your ticket. I'll come get you. Oh my God, you're sweet. I'm too embarrassed and humiliated. It's easy for me to say, hey guys, don't feel bad about bad credit. But when I went through it, I felt pretty fucking bad. I felt, how did I get here? How did I get here twice? That was the thing that pissed me off the most. It was like, okay, you learn, you get divorced, you fix your credit, boom. But I didn't count on the mortgage meltdown. I didn't count on 128 rental properties going into foreclosure in the Detroit, Michigan area. I didn't count on any of that. So they went into foreclosure. 2009, I just told you what happened. In 2014, I started to dispute all this stuff because two reasons. First, it was coming up on the 7-year timeline. I wanted to get rid of them. And number two, if I'm just being super blunt with you, I think 90% of the mortgage companies that I was disputing were out of business. They didn't exist anymore. So as I was mailing the credit bureau letters and the credit bureaus were sending them to the addresses of the mortgage companies, there was no one there. So I think that stuff just came off quicker because of that. But see, there's two parts of credit repair that you have to understand. There's removing bad credit, there's adding new good credit, and they are just as equally as important, guys. I got news for you. Clean up your credit report today. Don't get any new credit. And 5 years later, let's run your credit. It's not going to be good. You have not proven that you can pay your bills on time. You see, remember, I'm going to give you two quick party tricks that if you go to a party, you can ask these questions and nobody will know the first one, which is, what is a credit score? Why do they create credit scores and what's its purpose? And the purpose of a credit score is to predict how many 90-day late payments you are going to have in the next 24 months. That's why they created a credit score. 1998, I went to an Experian seminar, and the speaker told us that's why they created it. To this day, I've Googled that. I've asked 100,000 people. Nobody knows that answer. Also, I don't even know if that's true. The guy told us that, but I can't verify it anywhere because it doesn't exist. And if it doesn't exist on Google, as you all know, it doesn't exist. It's so stupid to think that, but I think we're conditioned that nowadays. Anyway, so talking about what is a credit score and why. A low credit score, if you have a 500 credit score, you are very likely to have a 90-day late in the next 24 months. If you have a 720 or above, you are very unlikely to have a 90-day late in the next 24 months. But 178 million people are below 720, so you have something wrong on your credit, whether it's a dispute or a collection or a late payment or an inquiry. All those things go into the risk factors of your credit score. Now, your credit score is made up of 5 different factors. 35% of your score is your on-time payments of the obligations you voluntarily take out. You buy a car, you pay it on time. That 35% of your score is going to be good. 30% of your credit score is what is called debt utilization. If I have a credit card with $1,000 available to me and I owe $999, then I'm going to be a high risk at that point. If I have a credit score, if I have a $1,000 credit card and I owe $100, I'm below the 33%. That 30% of your score factor is going to be higher. 15% is the credit history. Again, 80% of the credit score that I just gave you, 35, 30, and 15% is 80%. That 80% of your credit score is all about new credit non-time payments. And if you clean up your credit and you remove all the bad information, but you have nothing good on there, 80% of your score is still going to suck. So you have to do both things simultaneously. By the way, this means simultaneously. That's so stupid. I don't know why I use hand signals, but I'm a passionate guy. I'm trying to help you. Anyway, 10% of your credit score is the type of credit, revolving versus installment loans, and 10% of your credit score is inquiries. So all of that makes up your credit score. Every single human being that is born at a different time, gets credit at a different time, makes their payments at a different time, has different balances, has different credit scores. There are 3 credit bureaus. They all weight things just a little bit different. Experian is heavy on debt. If you have $1,000 available to you and you owe $1,100, that 30% is low. So anyhow, now let's get into the good stuff. We're going to talk about repair and rebuild, okay? Because repairing and rebuilding, I just told you how to fix your own credit. You don't need a credit repair company, guys. Now, if you're like me and you're lazy, because I'm lazy, I'd rather pay a professional. Listen, I know how to change my oil. I don't want to do it. Okay, I live in Florida. It's hot as fuck outside. You kidding me? My balls sweat when I walk from my house to my car. I am not changing my oil. So I figured I'd let the professionals at Valvoline or whatever the fuck, fix my oil, the dealership, you name it. But I also know, same thing with credit repair. I can write the letters, but if I fuck up, I might add something permanently or maybe not write it correctly. So I'll talk to you about that in a second. 2 things you need to do to fix your credit. Number 1, remove bad credit. Number 2, add new good credit. Are you trying to kick me and you're not kicking me yet?
No.
Okay, sorry.
But
Marissa's here. So, oh, is that what you want me to do? Guys, this is so fucked up. I think I told you this, but I'm super transparent. I don't want to lie to you. I want you to be able to trust me. We just launched this on November 11th. I had no idea you couldn't go live on certain platforms until you had a certain amount of followers and shit like that. So if you're on TikTok and this shit's going crazy, follow, like the page, subscribe, whatever that shit's called. I don't know if it's follow. I don't know if it's subscribe. Yeah, just, you know what to do, assholes. Sorry, I don't mean ass. Whatever. You know what to do. But I got a camera up here because on YouTube I'm up here. On TikTok I'm down here. I think on Facebook and Instagram I don't even know if we're live. But whatever. So anyhow, let's move on. Add good credit, or sorry, remove bad credit, add new good credit. Guys, I told you at the beginning here that I had 4 steps for you to follow, and I'm going to tell you those 4 steps now. Here's exactly what I want you to do. In 20 minutes, if you follow these 4 steps, in 20 minutes, you will start to raise your credit score. Okay. So, step number 1, go to thecreditinfluencer.com. Thecreditinfluencer.com. I would love to say click the link in the bios, but I don't necessarily know if there are links in the bios right now because I'm on a live. So scroll up and get the live where it's really, I'm sure you don't want to see me anyway. I'm ugly. So put it in the corner and open up a browser. Open up your Chrome browser. I would say Safari or Edge, but I don't know. You can use whatever you want. Chrome is what I'm telling you to use because that's what I use. Go to thecreditinfluencer.com.
The sign up page is broken. That link is broken right now.
Okay. Is it on?
But the credit influencer page is good, but it's just the link is broken for sign up.
Okay, who told you that?
James.
Okay, well then tell James to get it from Ryan. My developer James is going to put the sign up link on the credit influencer. It's broke right now. It's not really broke. I must have given him the wrong one, but it's in the chat.
But the link that Edgar's has on the screen is good.
Okay.
Credit influencer is good.
So go to thecreditinfluencer.com, and in 5 seconds, there's something called a modal that's going to pop up, and it's going to say, "Are you watching Joe live right now?" And the answer, of course, is yes. If you're watching me live right now. Isn't it funny with voice inflections how we talk? So go to thecreditinfluencer.com, wait 5 seconds, and if you're super impatient, you have horrible ADD, you can click on Get Started before the 5-second modal pops up. Are you watching Joe live right now? Click on the link. There are 4 steps. The first step is our partnership with SoFi. SoFi will help you get your free credit score with TransUnion. Doesn't cost you a thing. The reason we start with SoFi is this. I don't know who you are. I can promise you, unless you have checked your credit score in the last month, you don't know what your credit score is. You will not be right. If you say my credit score is 619 and it's 619, I will give you something. I don't know what, because I don't charge you anything, so I'm not going to give you a discount. Maybe I'll give you some of our coffee. I own a coffee brand called Jojo Java. If you somehow guess your credit score and you're right, you just got lucky, okay? The scores are from 350 to 950. If you somehow guessed your score right, you either checked it 5 seconds before you told us, or you just got lucky, okay? So, the next thing that I want to tell you is go to SoFi, click on it, and enroll and get your free credit score. It's free. If your credit score is above 720, you don't need me. I don't even know what you're doing here. Either you got lucky and your credit score is good, or you didn't know what your credit score was. But, and you can stay on, by the way. I'm mildly entertaining. Excuse me, probably horrible to look at, but I am funny. I think I'm funny. I don't know. But if you're above 720, you're done. You don't need us. Okay. You can add new good credit. You can do a few things, but SoFi will give you your free credit score. Again, if you're above 720, SoFi will tell you what to do next. SoFi will recommend credit cards that SoFi, owns and stuff like that. They're looking for the 720s. Okay. Because they want to give you bank accounts and car loans and auto loans and mortgage loans, and the lifetime value of a customer when you're with SoFi now is worth a lot of money to them if you're above 720. So get your SoFi score, and if you're above 720, follow their instructions. And if you're below 720, then congratulations, you're one of the 178 million people that is under 720, and your credit score just needs to be fixed. So, again, number 1, and what is bopping up here? I have never really done a lot of these lives before, but there's a whole bunch of scammers asking me to accept their co-hosting on TikTok. Douchebags, get a life. Get out of here. I'm not accepting no or super douchebag, to co-host. Number one, you're gonna steal a live. Number two, you're a fucking idiot. So I don't know what you're gonna say. So stop doing that stuff. It actually interrupts the good people that are here to learn something. So again, let's move on. SoFi. If you're below 720, SoFi is still going to recommend stuff to you, depending on where you're at. You're at 400, probably going to recommend that you go see a credit repair company. If you're at 550 or 650, they might recommend this, that, or the other. If you're a renter and fill out your profile, they might help try to get some things so you can get an FHA loan to buy a home. All kinds of good stuff. We love SoFi. They're a great company. They're a good partner of ours. Click on step 1, get your SoFi credit score. It's very quick. Now, if you're above 720, follow their instructions. Go dancing. Go to Apple Store, and I'm not telling you what to do, but you're in good shape. Okay, you're in a really good position. Congratulations. If you're under 720, depending on where you're at, we got some work to do. So step 1, get your SoFi score. I keep talking about that and keep talking because it takes time to get it. You shrink me on the lives, whether on YouTube or you're on TikTok. You go to the browser, you type in thecreditinfluencer.com. 5 seconds later, a modal's going to pop up. Hey, are you watching Joe live? Click here for the first 4 steps. Step 1 is SoFi. Step 2, we're going to move on to that right now because every single one of you that has bad credit, that can't get good credit, congratulations. Today is your lucky day. The self-credit builder is step number 2, I believe. And I'm going to kill. I moved 2 and 3. I can't remember if self is 2 and kickoff is 3 or kickoff is 2 and self is 3, but self should be number 2. The self-credit builder, fantastic partner of ours. Okay. Self has 3 products built into one. The first product is they will help report your rent payments to your credit report. So your previous 2 years of rent history, if it's documentable and through a third-party validation property management service, they can help add it to your credit report. If it's your mom or dad, sorry guys, they're not going to believe you. They're not going to be able to help you. It's got to be validated. They will also they have a credit builder product. So when you enroll in self, they'll tell you what to do. And their third product is a secured credit card. Guys, listen. When you go to apply for a credit card and you go to Discover, you go to Capital One, whatever, and you go onto their site and you apply for a credit card, they are going off of what is simply called credibility. Do you have credibility? Are you credible? If you're credible and you have a good score, 720 or above, you're probably going to get approved. Your signature and your previous history, that's what that score's for. How many late payments are you predicted to have in the next 24 months? 720, 0.1%. So they're going to probably approve you. They might not. There could be other factors. Your income, you could have a history with them. You could have collections that just showed up. There's a whole bunch of crap that could happen. I'm not saying you're going to get approved, but if you get approved for a credit card, it's because you're credible. It's because you have credibility. Your credit, which is short for credibility, is good. Now, with me telling you that, if you're not credible, but you want a second chance, a secured credit card is by far the best way to do it, guys. They're with big banks that report to your credit report. Self, you can get started with as little as $100. You send them $100. You're not giving them a $100 fee. You're not paying them $100. You're depositing $100 so they can give you a $100 credit card, and you can start using that and reporting those payments. Remember I told you in 2008, I lost 128 rental properties. In 2014, I started to fix my credit. The first thing I did is I got 6 secured credit cards. The first one was Capital One. The second one was First of Omaha. The third was First Progress. And I had a little credit hack. I don't recommend you do this. I'm just telling you what I did. Didn't have a lot of money at the time. Didn't want to spend a lot of money. I said Capital One, $500. Got a card in the mail. Went to the ATM, got a cash advance of $300. Took that $300, sent it to First of Omaha. Got a card in the mail for $300. Took a cash advance, got a First Progress for $300. Got 3 credit cards with one $500 deposit. I now owed $600 or 300 on the Discover, or 300 on Capital One, 300 on First of Omaha, and I had the new credit card. So I owed $600 instead of paying 500, 300, and 300, which would be $1,100. I paid 500 once and I owed the rest of the money, which I wanted to make payments on anyway. So I got my first 3 secured credit cards, went and got 3 secured more. After 2 years, I had a 660 credit score. I went from 400 garbage credit score to 660 in 2 years. Guys, I told you I'd be honest with you. Some of you are going to fix your credit quick. Lickety split, 30 days, you might be at a 620, have a whole bunch of old garbage. We're going to help you dispute it. And your score will go up. You have other credit helping that already. Others, it's going to take time. I can't predict it. I have no idea. There's no guarantee your disputes are going to work. It's going to take time. More important than removing bad credit, guys, is adding new good credit. Self Credit Builder is step 2. Click on it, fill it out. A lot of people on these lives already have self. Great. And people are like, well, what do I do if I already have self? I want to follow your instructions. You already took initiative. Good for you. Congratulations. I'm not mad at you. Again, I'm doing all this shit for free. Yes, self will actually pay me if you enroll, but I'm here to help you guys. I have 30 products. You don't have all 30. So I'm going to help you. And if for whatever reason you do have all 30, I would call you a freak of credit nature, but that's another story. More importantly, we probably do something together. I got other things that we could do together. We'll talk about that later. But self is step number 2. Step 1, go to SoFi, get your free credit score. Step 2, go to self and enroll. You can send them the $100 later. You just have to enroll today. Marissa's sitting next to me. We're going to take a quick little break. I'm going to talk to her.
Oh, just let me know we're about 2:32.
Okay. Right. It's 2:32, not 2:30, not 2:35. It's 2:32. With that being said, that is step 2, guys. The Self Credit Builder is the second step to raising your credit score. The third is Kickoff. Guys, Kickoff is fantastic. I don't know why, but when I've been doing these lives, I don't know if I've just not emphasized how good Kickoff is. Kickoff is a way to pay yourself $5 a month and have a interest-bearing loan at the end of a year. $5 times 12 is 60 plus interest would be like 62, 63 bucks. You're paying yourself, but your payments are reporting to the credit bureau. I don't know why, and I don't think I've emphasized what Kickoff is and what Kickoff can do for you. But guys, and again, this is, I don't want to get into politics here, but I believe in freedom of choice. Do what you want. You want to get into, if you want to follow my instructions, great. Every single person who follows my instructions raises their credit score. Okay. I feel like I need to say a caveat here. I am the credit influencer, Joe, the credit influencer. I'm giving you options. I'm not telling you what to do. And if you sign up for self and you miss a payment, I don't want you bitching at me. You missed your payment. But again, you're going to get credit from somewhere. I'm trying to help you get credit if you have bad credit. Self and Kickoff are the 2 best places because one's a secured credit card, one is a loan. And the loan you're not taking out a loan. You're paying yourself back in a loan. It's kind of hard to explain. Click on step 3 and follow the instructions, guys. You will love it. Kickoff is fantastic. Now, can anybody name the movie of what I just did? None of you are going to know. It's from 1984. Mr. Miyagi, the Karate Kid, when he repaired Danielson's shoulder. Everybody remembers wax on, wax off, right? Unless you're a young kid. Now we're going to talk about AI credit repair.
Can you answer a question first?
Yes, I will answer a question. I've got step 4 really quick, but Marissa has a question. So let me just tell you that step 4, by the way, is if you want someone to fix your credit, we're going to talk about AI credit repair under step number 4. It will cost you $1 today. I want to be upfront with you. I don't want your money. You'll have to pay them $1, but they will give you your 3 credit scores and your credit report and help AI write your dispute letters. But at the moment, I'm going to turn to Marissa.
What if I pay my landlord through Zelle?
Okay. So we have a question. Do you know who asked it?
No.
Okay. So whoever just asked this question, somebody asked the question, what if you pay your landlord through Zelle? So I have been told by self, okay, and by all of the credit bureaus that we have talked to, and I have talked to all of them. I have an Experian rep, I have an Equifax rep, I have a TransUnion rep. So I have talked to them, and what they all talk about is third-party validation, okay? Meaning you used to have to provide 12 months canceled checks if you were trying to buy a home and you're paying a landlord. They wanted to see that you could pay your rent on time. I have been told that as long as you can validate it. Well, Zelle seems pretty legitimate as a validation, but I'm going to tell you to when you create your self account, ask them. Okay. I don't have all the answers, guys, but I can point you in the right direction. So go to self, enroll, and ask them, hey, I want to, because I have not had that question yet. Again, we're only 2 days old. Well, three. What is that? We started on the 11th. Today's the 13th. We did one on the 11th, the 12th, the 13th. That's 3. But that's only 2 days. What the fuck? All right, whatever. We started 2 days ago. It was Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day to all the veterans. If you're a veteran, you have my utmost respect. I always respect people that can't do that did something that I can't do. Pro athlete, movie star. I don't. Movie stars is probably a stupid thing to say because I don't like many of them right now. Act in movies, assholes. Don't give us your political opinion. Just fucking act. No one gives a fuck. And if you do give a fuck, shame on you. What the fuck would you care what any actor says about anything? I don't know. Just my opinion. I'm sorry if that's harsh or people get mad at me. Trust me, it's not the last thing you're going to get mad at. But sign up for self, log in, ask them, hey, I have Zelle. I am paying by Zelle. To my knowledge, you should be able to show proof that you're paying it by Zelle. And the money comes from somewhere. I think it's your bank account. So your bank account is by far a third-party validation. If you bank at Wells Fargo, Bank of America, wherever, you can validate you can provide proof there. Zelle probably takes the money out of your bank account. Sorry, guys, I got to get a real quick drink of coffee. So, guys, we're going to have some fun. Yes, Mr. Miyagi is back at it. Guys, living a credit lifestyle, I got news for you. I got some bad news for you. I got some good and bad news for you. The good news is if you follow my instructions, you will. If you follow my instructions, you should have a high enough credit score to live a good life, guys. And I got news for you. It's a great fucking life. Let me explain the good and the bad. Number one, you got debt. Yeah, you're going to have debt. Oh, I don't want debt. Okay, fine. Rent the rest of your life or live on mama's couch. Okay. What lender is going to lend you money if you have that kind of attitude? I don't want debt. So I'm not ever going to prove that I can pay anything on time, but I want to buy a house, but I can't buy a house. I never bought anything. Suck it up, Buttercup. You're going to have debt. Now, you don't have to have mounds of debt, but no one's paying cash for a house anymore, guys, unless you're rich, okay? Unless you're a trust fund baby. I don't know anyone who pays cash for their first house. So you got to get a loan. Loans are house payments. House payments are just like rent, okay? Except worse because now you got to take care of a house. You know, they used to tell us when we were young, buy a house, it's a great investment. Fuck you. No, it ain't a good investment. It's where you raise your family, guys. It gives you peace of mind. You don't have a landlord that's going to kick you out. You don't have to worry about moving. But you got repairs. No, you don't have a landlord anymore. You're the landlord, okay? Mortgage company ain't coming to fix your shit. I promise you that. But it's a wonderful thing. You now can build up equity, tax deductions, sell a house, buy the next one. Everybody, you guys, and I understand, like, I have a lot of young people that work for me, guys. I am 54 years old. I have, between my kids and stepkids, 7 kids, okay? My daughter Emily works for me. Very happy she's here. As I get older and build something, I'm going to hand it off and create a trust, and she'll be around to help kind of administer the trust and help, because I have over 300 people that work for me, between my call center employees, which is over 300 by itself, and 60 employees, the Marissas of the world, the Edgards, and my normal employees. I mean, we have call centers, texting, emailing. We own 10,000 domains, 14 owned and operated websites, rev shares, partnerships, email warm-up services. I guess you could say I'm kind of a player. But either way, it's been an up and down ride. Remember, October 29th or October 25th of 2009, I had $3, guys, $3. And of course, I mean, I don't want to give you my sob story, but it was fucking horrible. Horrible. You know what you might know what it's like right now. Sorry, guys. I don't mean to, but you know what it's like to be on a Saturday night with $3 knowing you got to make $3 last 6 days? Man. It's just life lessons, guys. Hopefully, you put your nose to the grindstone, you further educate yourself. Listen carefully. Further educate yourself. Learn, read. Leaders are readers. You are, in the next 5 years, going to be an accumulation of the books you read and the people you hang out. You hang out with douchebags, you're going to be a douchebag. Sorry. I've never, ever, ever seen a successful person hang out with douchebags. Even like really, let's just look at LeBron James, who had his high school guys. His high school guys, maybe they were douchebags. I don't know any of them, but they're pretty fucking successful now. And you can say, yeah, it's because of LeBron's money, but maybe it was also LeBron's influence. So listen, I don't know. I'm not a LeBron James hater or lover. I'm just saying, like a lot of people will try to pull up obscure things. What do you mean you can't be successful if you hang around bad people? Okay, it's possible. Congratulations, you proved me wrong. It's just not likely. Okay. Increase your sphere, increase your influence. You want to find a mate? If you're single and you want to find a great girl and you're a guy, become a great guy, asshole. Don't fucking cheat. Don't fucking smack her around. Don't fucking leave her. Whatever the fuck you're doing, be a good fucking guy. I got news for you. You're a good guy. You're going to find a good girl. And ladies, you want a good guy? Be a good girl. It's not hard. It's all law of attraction shit. This is simple stuff. If you don't think law of attraction exists, I got news for you. It absolutely does. Tony Robbins talks about it. More importantly, Brian Tracy, my favorite person, Brian Tracy, talks about the law of attraction. He wrote a book called The 100 Unbreakable Rules of Business Success. The first 5 rules are the rules of life: law of attraction, law of belief, law of cause and effect, law of correspondence, law of expectation. Read those first 5 chapters, guys. It'll take you 10 minutes, or listen to it on whatever the podcast shit you do or YouTube. It will change your life. Law of attraction is real. Gary Brecka, who's a health guy, said, "Anyone here believe in the law of attraction?" And half the people raise their hand. He goes, "Don't worry about it. I didn't either, but it's true. They actually have machines now. This is true. They have machines that you can go into, and it will read the energy that your body's giving off. If it's green, you're happy. If it's red, you're mad. It goes through all these different emotions. And people who say, "Oh, that's not true," just I don't know what to say to you. I don't want to insult anyone right now, but guys, listen. There are many things in life that you can't see. You can't see the wind. You can't see love. You know what I'm saying? Like the wind exists. I dare you to go into a hurricane and say, I don't believe in your wind, as they knock you to the fucking moon. The point I'm getting at is that there's a lot of things that happen, guys, whether you believe it or not. Okay. Look at faith. Look at religion. Okay. So if you can't see your energy, but we all know this is true, guys. You ever walk into a room where there's a person in there who's laughing it up and the energy in the room is great, and then some fucking dipshit negative dude or whoever walks in and it just changes the mood? That's an energy shift, like it or not. Now, with that being said, love is the second strongest emotion when it comes to what your body emits as energy. For 64,000, not dollars, I ain't paying you guys shit. Can anybody tell me what the number one emotion is that gives off 4,000 times more energy, or is 4,000 times more powerful than love? I'm not even going to let you wait. It's authenticity. Have you ever been around someone who's authentic and you just think to yourself, man, that dude's real? I don't even like what they say, but at least I can trust them. They're real. You tell someone bad news, at least they trust you. Everyone has that friend that they go to that if they want to feel good about themselves, they go to the friend that's going to lie to them. We all have that friend, right? But when you really need life advice, you want someone who's going to be authentic with you and real, and that's who you go to when you have a problem. Okay. We all have different people in our lives. I hope you do it. I have 3 best friends. One of them is the guy I gamble with and go out with. The other one, who passed away in 2012, was the one when I was single, I went and picked up girls with. My other best friend was from the first grade, who's still a good friend for my now. And the only reason both are my 3 best friends. 2 of them are still in my life. One of them passed away, and that was really bad. But I miss that guy, Lamar, good buddy of mine. So, getting back to credit score stuff, guys. I feel like I bounced off my tangents a little bit too much there, and I apologize for that. If you subscribe to the Credit Influencer, subscribe to YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, whenever you're on those things, I'll show up in your For You page. I will have nuggets and nuggets of information. My goal is to produce 3 to 5 new videos a day of information that will help you. Every single piece of information will help you. I'm going to drip on you until I force you into good credit. But it's not hard. The first 4 steps are going to be the first 4 steps I would talk to anybody about. Step 1, go to thecreditinfluencer.com. 5 seconds later, the modal will pop up. Click on Get Started, or wait for the modal, or click on Get Started. and you will follow the first 4 steps. SoFi will give you your free credit score. If you're above 720, congratulations, you don't need me. If you're below 720, let's move on to steps 2 and 3, which is the self credit builder and kickoff credit builder. Self credit builder will report your rent to your credit report, can report your rent to your credit report if you can prove it, like the Zelle question we had earlier. Number 2, will give you has credit builder recommendations themselves, and number 3 will give you a secured credit card. Kickoff, you pay yourself a loan, it reports to your credit report. Now we're going to talk about step 4, which is AI credit repair. Guys, you can go to ChatGPT. You can get your credit score from annualcreditreport.com. You get 1 free credit report a year. It gives you all 3 bureaus, all your credit scores. You can upload that into ChatGPT and start your own credit repair. However, the next month, when some of the stuff falls off, some of the stuff gets added on, balances get updated. The biggest shift in credit repair is the 2nd and 3rd months. And that's what you should sign up for Credit Builder IQ, which is step number 4. It costs you $1. It's a soft credit pull. It won't affect your credit score on inquiries, and they will give you all 3 credit scores, all 3 credit bureaus, and they, in their back office, will help you write your credit letters and submit them to the credit bureaus. It's all done for you. After 7 days, you'll pay $24.99 a month to them, not to me. You'll pay them, and they will give you your updated credit report every 30 days based on that. And if you don't like them, you can cancel it anytime. There is no penalty, no chargeback, no nothing. But if you have bad credit that you need to remove, use Credit Builder IQ, step 4 on the Credit Influencer. That will help you. Okay. So those are the first 4 steps. Every single person should follow the first 4 steps. Now you're going to have some more advanced things coming. We have more secured credit cards for you. We have relationships with Capital One. We have relationships with Chime, relationships with Self, relationships with a few other banks that are willing to give the Credit Influencer followers and disciples, or whatever you want to call yourselves, I don't know, viewers, whatever. They, and it's not just me. It's not like I'm going, oh, Mr. Credit Influencer, you're so wonderful that your people follow you, that you're the only one that we will do this for. No, they'll give it to anyone. I'm just saying I have a relationship with you, and they will give you that credit score. They will give you. I just know where to send you guys. The creditinfluencer.com has everything you need on it, but please listen carefully. Listen. God, I did that, and ADD kicked into it when I was a child. But listen very carefully. The creditinfluencer.com is still being worked on. It's not done yet. Okay, I created the first 4 steps for you. I'm now creating a sign-up page because I had a lot of people on some of these lives go, well, how do I call you? Well, number 1, I'm in the call center business. So I'm going to, if you fill out name, email, and phone number, and you want us to walk you through these steps and answer all your questions, we'll do it at no additional cost. Okay. We'll sign you up for SoFi. We'll sign you up for Self. We'll sign you up for Kickoff. We'll sign you up for Credit Builder IQ. We'll also help you see if you qualify for any local and state grants for down payment assistance. You can still buy a home with down payment assistance. I'm going to turn on my mortgage hat real quick. There's 2 places you can buy a home 0 down right now. One is the VA. You're a veteran. If you have your DD-214 and honorable discharge, you can get your certificate of eligibility. You can qualify for a VA loan. A Veterans Administration loan isn't from the VA. It's insured by the VA, but basically means any bank can give you a VA loan. The VA guarantees your eligibility. Okay, so you'll qualify for a veterans loan. The other one is the USDA, the United States Department of Agriculture. 80% of all homes sold in the U.S. are in a rural, by definition, area. You just have to search the zip code. Contact a loan officer. Be happy to refer you one if you want to. I'm not in the mortgage business anymore. I gave that shit up when I cried myself to sleep for 2 years. I'm not doing loans, but I'll refer you to people that can. I don't think I cried myself to sleep for 2 years, but I fucking cried hard. You kidding me? I had a badass life. When you have money and then you have nothing, it is sorry to say this, and I don't want to sound like an asshole or an insensitive guy. It is so much worse than never having money at all. I had 128 rental properties. I was making $250,000 a month. And when you go broke, you beat the shit out of yourself with all the financial mistakes you made. And you remember, man, I went to the casino and spent $2,000, didn't think anything of it. I can't eat right now. It was horrible, guys. Sorry. And I deserved it. My fault. I didn't learn. We all make mistakes. The difference between successful people, when I say successful, I don't mean financially successful. To be successful in life, you can be relationship successful. You can be happiness successful. You can be career successful. You can be family oriented. Whatever your definition of success is, I guess you have to define that. But nobody is born with all the answers. You live and you learn. Hopefully, you surround yourself with good people who give you good advice. Because if you're listening to the dipshits, might be why you're a dipshit. I don't know if you're a dipshit, but dipshits usually breed dipshits. And don't get me wrong, I saw that How You Met Your Mother episode with Lily where she ran into her old high school friend and she went right back into high school mode. That can happen. But the point is that it's just not. It wouldn't be a long-term thing. She'd revert. They called it Revertigo. It was kind of a joke. I love that show, by the way. Anyway, my point is that success is your definition. Financially successful, credit successful, relationship successful, being a good parent. You think you're born a good parent? Biggest mistake that parents do, by the way. This is a little parenting story for you. Most parents give their kids what they were missing. When I was young, we had love and laughter in my house. My mom and dad were fantastic. When dad passed away, my mom's still around. You want to raise a happy kid? Have a happy household. Okay. Now, if you have a happy household, sometimes as a kid, I couldn't go to football camp. I wanted to go to Michigan football camp. We were broke in the 80s. It was 1980s, 85, 86. We didn't have any money. Didn't have $100 to go to Michigan camp. Broke my heart. I said, my kids will never want again. And I became successful to give them a good life. And you want to know what they wanted? More time with dad. You give your kids what you missed in your life, not what they want. My son, who's 31 years old, 1994. Yeah, he's 31 years old. His name's Brandon. When I talked to him about, hey, I'm going to sit down with you guys and I'm going to go over some of these things with trust and wills and stuff like that. He goes, Dad, I just want to spend time with you. That was an enjoyable thing to hear. It made me feel a little bit successful. Sorry. What the fuck am I crying for? That's success. Okay. You're going to make money. You're going to lose money. You're going to have good credit. You're going to have bad credit. You're going to have friends, lose friends. But when your kids talk to you and they say, hey, I love you, Dad, and as an adult, yeah, it's really heartwarming. Yeah. And I had an bitch of an ex-wife. And I had to protect them from her. So for 15 years, I never told them how bad she was. They had to learn. I knew they'd learn it on their own. And as she badmouthed me, I knew that I would be there for them and help them. And so, long story short, that was nice to hear. I'm sorry for crying like a fucking baby. Holy shit, I did not expect this. But I don't even know where it came from. Anyways, sorry. But I guess proud dad moment at the same time. But you live and you learn, guys. You learn to become a better parent. You learn, hopefully, to become a better spouse. I'm different now than I was on my first marriage. I've got that. I know that. My wife is different now than her marriage is. And she's a great person, and we grew together. We found each other after our 40s. Got lucky. I see all the dating apps right now. I go to TikTok. I see some of this dating. I'm like, oh dear God, that looks horrible. Sorry if you're single. If you're single, here's what you do. You work on yourself. I promise you, a good person will find you. When you elevate, they will find you. Anyway, I'm sorry I'm getting off on tangents, guys, but I got news for you. You need to have a credit card to go out. I am really sorry. I tried to connect that somehow. Some way. Oh, dear God. I think I'm trying to keep myself from crying, so I'm saying stupid shit. But anyways, guys, listen, super careful. You don't need a credit card to go out, but it helps. I don't want to get my debit card right now. I mean, use your debit card. I don't even carry my credit cards with me. I don't carry them. I carry credit cards. Okay. By the way, I want to give you guys a moral to the story. In 2014, I couldn't get a credit card to save my life. I got 6 of them on secured credit card. I paid them for 2 years. My score went to 660. I was able to buy a house down here in Cape Coral, Florida. I was able to use that as an Airbnb for a couple of years. I spent 6 months in a day down here. I made sure that I followed all the rules and regulations. I'm a Florida resident. We sold our house in Michigan a couple of years ago. I live down here. I now have a relationship with 2 banks, Bank of America, Wells Fargo Bank. Bank of America, I can't get a hold of a rep. Wells Fargo is the best. I'm sorry. If you don't like Wells Fargo, I'm sorry. To me, they are the best. And I need to tell you that I have 7 businesses that have credit cards with Wells Fargo. I have $270,000 of credit cards available to my businesses with Wells Fargo, $10,000 on my personal credit card, and I have $60,000 other dollars of credit cards available. So you're looking at a person here who has available to them $350,000 in credit cards, and I owe no money. Credit score above 750, living a good life. So I know we're kind of running out of time soon. I wanted to know if anyone had any questions. I know on these lives, when you're actually talking on lives, and by the way, guys, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Okay, I'm talking to a fucking phone. I don't know if anyone's there. I can see shit popping up and down. Seems kind of cool. Seems like a lot of activity. Shit went crazy when I cried. I don't know if people were like, what a pussy. Or if they were like, oh, what a nice, genuine moment. But does anyone have any questions? Do you want to know like anything specific about your own credit score? Do you want a individual consultation? Do you want to call in? Do you want to fill out a form? Do you want more help? Do you like what you see? Do you think I'm as crazy as I probably am? Do you think what can I improve on? What can I do better? I'm trying to help a lot of people here. 178 million people need credit help. They don't know who to trust. Lexington Law used to be the biggest credit repair company in the world, but they were telling people $29 and it ended up billing them $129. At least that's what the CFPB report, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau report said. And by the way, I was one of their biggest affiliates. I was one of Lexington Law's biggest affiliates. I actually was the number 1 witness against them. And I feel horrible for that. I had a lot of friends at Lexington Law. I liked them all. They were a good company. At least I thought they were. And when I was getting subpoenaed by the CFPB, which is the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, they said, hey, we want to hear your relationship with Lexington Law. So they grilled me for 2 days. And I was like, this is a credit repair company, guys. They're helping people fix their credit. But I didn't realize there was a lot of complaints against them. A lot of people said they overcharged me. I tried to stop. I couldn't cancel. A lot of issues, apparently. And I don't know if it's true. You can Google it and you can read it for yourself. Don't trust me. Google CFPB Lexington Law. We'll go from there. But Marissa, is there any questions? I can't see this shit. Invite Jay to co-host. Invite Austin to co-host. Guys, co-host. Is that a scam? Is that a thing?
It's a thing. Yeah.
People
you could like come in and talk and that kind of thing.
Oh, God, I'm sorry. Are you sure? Okay. I'm really sorry, guys. I thought someone was asking to co-host. I'm like, I thought they were trying to take over the show. I'm really sorry. I fucked that up.
Kick you off? I don't think they can kick you off.
Okay. I would hope not, but that was awful weird. I'm really sorry, guys. But I will tell you this. I'll learn this shit as we go. To co-host now, blah, blah, blah. Edgar liked. Emily liked. Someone joined. So these guys want to co-host. I got no idea how to read this shit. Okay. All right. I will tell you this. What's the 1,200 people? Is there 1,200 people watching this thing? No fucking way.
I don't know. Not in TikTok.
Okay.
Like I added that one down.
All right. All right. Well, hey, listen, guys.
Do your snaps.
I didn't know what I was doing a couple days ago, guys. So I was like, all right, are we off? And I went.